Well, we've discovered a lot of interesting sites during the summer here in the program, and one of the most interesting of all is right here in Walkerton, Indiana. It's the Murray Botanical Gardens, and this is a property owned by Steve and Judy Murray. You'll meet them later on in the program. But Mark, they have a passion for plants, trees, and shrubs. And not only that, but they've planted so many different beds here, and we're going to feature a couple of them today, aren't we?
Absolutely, and each bed is unique and individual, just like Steve and Judy.
Yes, and they are kind of like their children, aren't they?
Oh my goodness, yes, and they care deeply. They have a passion, just like I do, for rare and unusual plants.
So we're standing right in the middle of the succulent garden. Tell us about what went into some of the plant choices here.
Well, we've got a wide variety of succulents, which includes a wide variety of sedums and a couple of different varieties of cactus that are actually hardy for the Michiana weather here. And just so that we don't forget about Judy, we've got some flowering things in here as well, just to mix it up a little bit. And this is one of Judy's favorites. We've got these beautiful Asiatic lilies, and these are perennial. They come back year after year, and they're very sweet, very fragrant, and they're in their full glory right now.
Stunning. That's the word, right?
I agree. Thank you.
I love that. Good for Judy.
We've also got some trees in here for some focal points, because we like to create some layered look, and this gives us some height. This is an unusual maple. This is called an Amur maple, and it's a clump maple, and it really doesn't become a shade tree. It's more of an ornamental tree.
Okay.
The neatest thing about this is it comes into its glory in the fall, and it is fire engine red along with some hints of orange in there.
Oh man, I tell you what, this property pops year-round, doesn't it?
It does. And just wanted you to kind of look at the difference of all the different sedums that we have in here. This one with blues and purple tones, and this will bloom later on in the season with yellow flowers. Cool. The one over there to the viewer's right has the green leaf edged in pink, very tight mounding type of look. And then a little further over here, you see some of our different cactus that we have incorporated in here. And a lot of gardeners aren't aware that cactus even grow here in Michiana.
I was going to ask you about that. How easy is it for most of what we see here to survive?
Well, all of this survives incredibly well. And the neatest thing is it is so low maintenance and so hardy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Cactus, succulents, they all do a great job of conserving water and moisture because of their thick leaves that do a good job of retention. Yeah. Beautiful variegated sedum here. Yeah. I love this little ground cover sedum. This is unique because of the pink stems, and then a little hint of pink around the blue leaves. And this is one of our cactus, and don't recommend touching that, because just like all cactus, they got thorns.
I tell you, this is pure rubber here, though, isn't it? It is so soft to the touch.
Now, if you want to touch some others, you've got to touch this here, and this is called a little dwarf ice plant. And I want to point out the flowers here. Now, this has been blooming earlier in there. You can see where all the flower buds were, but it's called an ice plant. A little ground cover plant, only gets a whopping 2 inches tall. Just a carpet full of very exotic looking flowers when it's in bloom earlier in the spring.
Well, Steve gave you a lot of ideas, but you offered a few too, but a lot of the inspiration has come from Steve and Judy, right?
Absolutely. And I wanted to share with the viewers, this is actually Steve's favorite plant out of the whole entire succulent garden here, and this is our prickly pear cactus, and it is in its glory right now, producing those beautiful yellow colored flowers there. And yes, it's hardy to Michiana here.
The yellow in that flower is more yellow than I've ever seen.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and against the green, it's quite a picture.
Thanks for noticing.
What do you have here?
We've got a couple of unique and rare and unusual trees. This is an unusual locust tree. It's called a twisty baby locust, and it's here for a focal point. The leaves are composite leaves like you typically find on a locust tree, but they're kind of curled, they're contorted, and when this defoliates or loses its leaves during the wintertime, you can really see and appreciate kind of the twisted, kind of gnarled branch structure. But this will grow slowly and reaches up to about 15 feet in height.
Well, a few other trees to talk about here, Mark.
Yeah, this is another one of Steve's favorite. This is a dawn redwood. This is also a deciduous evergreen, if you can understand that. It looks like an evergreen.
It does.
But these needles are actually leaves. They turn bright gold in the fall, and when the leaves fall off other trees, this will lose its leaves, which look like needles. And then in the springtime, it releases back out. And again, very, very soft to the touch. As this grows and matures, it has more of an exfoliating bark to it, which adds additional interest.
Mark, what kind of transition points are there between these gardens? And we're going to go to the Corabelle garden here soon. Is there a way to seamlessly bring one into the other?
Absolutely, and we've created all these winding paths. Number one, it needed to be easy to mow and maintain, and so we measured the lawnmower, and it all fits together just like a puzzle.
I like that. What do you have here?
This is a little dwarf larch tree. Again, it's in the evergreen family, but it's deciduous. It will drop its needles.
Larch, huh?
Yes, and not lurch, larch.
Larch.
Yep, and this will get a whopping 3 to 4 feet in height in 20 years. So nice little patio tree here. We've got some unusual hens and chicks here. Just wanted to point these out to the viewers. It's not like old-fashioned grandma's hens and chicks. I love the purple kind of burgundy tones that you see in there. And actually these will bloom later on in the summertime. They get spikes of yellow flowers.
Absolutely beautiful. I love that look. Well, heading over to the Corabelle garden here, and a few things to talk about yet in the segment before we visit with Steve and Judy, and they like both these gardens, don't they?
Yes, they do. And for focal points, we have selected a couple of ornamental trees. This is a viburnum tree called a viburnum prunifolium. Blooms with clusters of white flowers in the springtime. It's a great one for attracting birds because it develops a little fruit on it later in the season. This is a very spectacular red jade crab, prize for the beautiful weeping branch structure. Pink flowers in the springtime, and you can just start to see the little berries that form on it. And again, Steve and Judy love attracting birds. This is a good bird magnet. But the main focus here is the coral bells.
Yes.
And we are growing over 100 different varieties of coral bells, and just all the different variations that you see. I love the veining that you see in these purple leaves. The flowers are really secondary on coral bells. People really prize them for the leaves and the foliage, but just the flowers are an added benefit. It's nothing spectacular that you would make a bouquet out of, but they do attract both hummingbirds and butterflies as they appear in the spring and summertime.
Just beautiful. They really are.
Well, thank you.
I love the richness of that color there, Mark. Very cool. What do you have around the bend here?
Well, some other coral bells, and again, there's all slight variations in leaf size, leaf shape, and different textures. This one here is called Peach Crisp, and it gets its name because of the peach color that you see on the top side. Crisp because of the crispy edges that you see around here. And when the wind blows, you see the underside of those leaves, and it is just magical.
You know, I thought I had seen it all until we came out here. And I've discovered so many different varieties that we didn't even think about before, especially the Corabelle varieties. There are so many different ones, as you've mentioned.
And we are introducing new hybrids every year.
Well, Steve and Judy, the homeowners, interesting people, and I tell you, Judy really needs no help at all in making us feel at home. She's a great hostess, isn't
Oh my
she?
goodness. I always leave with a full tummy.
Well, let's catch up with them now, and you'll learn more about these two wonderful people from Walkerton. Back for a return visit here at the beautiful Murray Estate, and Steve and Judy are both here with us, the proud homeowners of this beautiful botanical garden. And we featured the succulent and also the Corabelle gardens today. And Steve, it was fun getting out in there. And these are really like children to you, aren't they, these gardens?
Yes, they are. Really enjoy them. And like children, you can't have a favorite. You love them all. But Indiana is able to have two different kinds of cacti that make it through the winter, and we have them both here with other sedums, so we really enjoy them.
You know, you talk about liking everything. You do. You like the trees, but you like everything out here. And now for Judy, she's more of the flowers and the flowering plant type. That's her favorite, right?
Yes, Judy loves her red roses and her daisies.
Well, if you had to maybe pick one thing, Steve, out here in the succulent garden, what is it that you'd really, really talk most about, do you think?
I think the prickly pear. It is so surprising that these little pears come out, and then they have the most wonderful yellow flowers. And I think they're also edible. Not that I'm saying that I would want to eat one. I'd rather have a hamburger, but they are just so miraculous in that they overcome the winters that we have, and then here's this cacti.
You know, folks at home are watching and they're saying, boy, I would like to maybe implement this, that, and the other thing. And hardly anyone could probably match what you've done out here. But are there 2 or 3 little recommendations that maybe you could give to the average homeowner that would like to maybe do a little something different on their block?
Yes, go talk to Mark.
That's good.
Yes, I mean, it's nice to be able to do work with people that you consider friends and can share your vision, not their vision, your vision, what you want. And that's what we've been able to do.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for your hospitality. I really appreciate it, Judy and Steve. It's always fun being here. It's the Murray Botanical Gardens and all kinds of things to discover. And we've been doing that all summer long here, so we've had a blast, and we really love the treats that you've been making for us too, Judy. So thank you for that. Much more coming up on our program. Stay with us. We'll be right back.